Hey guys, welcome to Symbiote September on Out of Ink. I'm the Archivist, and today we're going to talk about What If Spider-Man Spider Shadow by Chip Zdarsky and art by Pascal Ferry. As all Marvel What Ifs do, it explores the idea of what happens when one little thing changes and then the subsequent consequences. Spider Shadow is one of the what ifs that explore what happens if Spider-Man kept the symbiotic black suit. However, this version of events is not like what happens in other symbiote-centric stories, like, for example, the Symbiote Spider-Man run from 2019. Symbiote Spider-Man is where Peter keeps the symbiote, but compared to Spider Shadow, it is so much more chill. I mean, spoilers ahoy and violence avast, but Symbiote Spider-Man doesn't have Spider-Man going on a rampage and brutalizing some of his biggest foes, like the freaking Kingpin and the Hobgoblin. We see the Sinister Six try and hunt down Spider-Man, but this Symbiote Spider-Man picks them apart. While this isn't the most brutal or gory action in comics, it is more than enough just because we don't usually get this level of violence in a Spider-Man book. Something about Spider Shadow reminds me of a horror movie. I think part of it is because of the fall theming and color palette, and the excellent covers by artist Phil Noto, which play with the idea of horror movie posters, especially the cover of issue 2. This story dances with the ideas of man versus monster horror, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or The Fly. After a tragedy, Peter spirals into rage and grief that is fed by the symbiote. We hear the symbiote whispering sweet nothings into Peter's ears, watch him sink deeper into his rage and succumb to the symbiote, and as things reach a boiling point, the suspense only builds and builds. However, things kind of fizzle out in the 4th and 5th books. I don't know what went wrong. In these issues, the symbiote has separated from Peter, and Peter is on the run, but he has to save the city because the symbiote has taken control of Reed Richards, created several smaller symbiotes to control other people, and is going to eliminate anything that it believes is holding Peter back and keeping them apart. This sounds really cool, and there are some badass moments, like Mary Jane grabbing a gun and trying to help, or Spider-Man throwing down with the Thing. But unfortunately, something about this ending was really disappointing to me. I know one of the things I was disappointed in was the infected characters. After seeing the amazing designs of the Marvel cast of symbiotes in the Venomized event from 2018, and even this creepier design for Symbiote Spider-Man, some black vein-like tendrils and crazy eyes aren't just cutting it for me. I don't really know what I was expecting, but something about this conclusion just really let me down. Don't get me wrong, Chip Zdarsky is a great writer, and I know it's not my job to say, but I would have liked it if Peter reconciled with the symbiote and showed it compassion, maybe even becoming the lethal protector New York needs. Something to me just feels missing, even though it's a perfectly fine ending. I guess it just felt like it came out a little too clean, where all the ducks lined up a little too well, with just one loose end for a sweet little tease at a potential sequel. I don't know, it might just be me. If you checked this series out, come back and let me know what you thought about it in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you're notified for the last installation of Symbiote September, where I'll be covering the anthology Carnage, Black, White, and Blood, here on Out of Ink.